Mike here for Underground Video Network. Welcome to the first installment of the 10-year anniversary behind the scenes fantastic celebration of UVN's Behind the Counter.
That's a lot.
Stay tuned. Mike here, and 2012 has been a great year, but it's also a momentous year, at least for us. It's the 10-year anniversary of the UVN Behind the Counter show that we've been broadcasting to you.
Yeah, like I said, 10 years ago, got with Peanut here and D-Boy.
Way before me.
They were over at the old
name is
Comic
David.
Connection. You know, it was Lima's first comic book store.
Yes.
It was always fun. You guys were working there. You was helping Dave out. We was just hanging around one
A
day.
nod to Dave, because
Oh yeah, definitely.
part of this we wouldn't
God, yeah.
be here without that store, without him as the beginning of us being on television.
Yeah, we originally started it on the local access.
Okay, yep.
Like I said, I was hanging out with Peanut because, technically 20 years ago, as of this year, I started Underground Video Network with my friend back in Kenton, Gary Collins.
Gary.
We did a special anniversary show at Gem City about that, so go watch the anniversary panel to learn all about the whole formation of the Underground.
Right.
Well, like I said, it was just weird. 10 years later, around what was it, November, just before Thanksgiving stuff, we were hanging out, and I was telling you guys about this show I used to film, and I was actually going to be working with Lima Senior to do that football.
Yes,
or do the
right.
sports show, and I wanted to start getting the feel of my equipment again because I went out and bought new equipment and everything. And I was joking with you guys.
And basically, me and David, he said, hey, he wanted to use us as guinea pigs for testing the equipment out. And since he was already 10 years into the game with the Wayne's World like feel, and me and David pretty much were the live action version.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of them.
It was the Clerks.
The Clerks more. He was like, let us tape the show, let's do it, and that's where it went on from there, basically.
And
Yeah.
it pretty much boiled down to, what do you want us to do? What you guys have been doing for like the past 4 hours, sitting around talking about comic books, just keep doing it. I'm just going to turn the camera on, have at it.
And literally, it was Behind the Counter.
Yes.
At first, it really wasn't called that because the first few episodes we were called
The names we
Comic
went through.
Book Shop Talk.
Yeah.
And we had Demolition Derby afterwards.
Yeah, and that's...
It's kind of like the early days of G4. Here's something nerdy and just whatever we can
Here's
fill up the next
something
4 hours with.
Yeah.
We didn't have the rights to Quantum Leap, so we had to put Demolition Derby.
And then we even experimented with a public domain old serial. Here's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I always did that to Peanut all the time back in the day.
Yeah.
He always wanted something, I mean, he had the claws, even though I can't really do them now, but here's an old picture of him with his claws.
That is a one thing modern show is
we were
lacking in is the claws.
Yeah,
we learned our special effects.
and electricity. Peanut used to juggle electricity all the time.
I still do.
And then Dave had the D-Boy had the electric eye, or the laser eyes.
Laser eye, yeah.
We tried
This is-
that a
this
few
is-
times.
This is years before things like Photoshop, when stuff like that was hard.
Yeah, it really was because I had to frame by frame some
No
of that.
kidding.
And
You know,
everything.
What you can do on your smartphone now, it took that man hours to do back in the day.
we were pre.
By fire,
We were pre-YouTube before YouTube was ever around, basically.
And we always had explosions and stuff, but it was always fun. And I remember we always had people dropping through. I mean,
With that saying, anybody that dropped through, even if they just kind of was in the background or waved hi to their mom or whatever, most of them were avid comic book readers. They were fans, and we end up collecting them. Like I don't know, like a magnet or whatever.
yeah, I mean, everybody kind
Hence,
of.
Mike
Exactly.
was going to the store anyway.
This was pretty
and-
much my introduction to the show.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, he's like in the backdrop.
hey, Mike, what was that book about?
Oh man, let me tell you, I love that book.
And then
I
that
just
was
got
like,
done reading New Mutants. Man, this Deadpool guy, I don't see him lasting. No, he doesn't have the staying power.
so
Lasted longer than I did.
that's and welcome Mike. That's how he was a mainstay pretty much. Yeah, actually, all of us kind of when we didn't work at the shop, but actually there would be people you didn't know worked at the shop because we kind of had a camaraderie to keep the shop going whenever family issues or something came around. He was in the shop running the shop. He was in the shop running the shop.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to make sure the store, when it was open, we wanted it to be open. And when it had to close, we closed, you know.
That's
And
how
then
much
we never really closed sometimes.
Oh, and sometimes it'd be 8 o'clock. We were supposed to close at like 5 or 6. The next thing you know, it's like 8 or 9 o'clock. And I'm just like,
People are still coming through buying books.
I think we got sales. I think Dave did not mind. I think we were okay. So it was all good.
That's how much dedication I had when my early days at the Comic Connection. The only place I knew Dave, the owner, from was the comic book store. But I was in there so much. Like one day he was like, "Man, I really need somebody to work Wednesday. There's nobody. I don't have anybody to come in." No, it was Thursdays because Wednesday was free comic book day.
Yep.
Mike, you got anything planned Thursdays? Like, no, I'm free. He goes, how much a week do you spend on books? Well, at the time, like $20, $30. He goes, you want to come in? We'll call it even. I'm like, oh, okay. He didn't know me from Adam, you know, just knew me from the
That
comic book
day-
store, but he trusted me enough. Like, I know you.
That
I
day
know
he
you.
read over $400 worth of books.
No kidding.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, like I said, we just, we would shoot on Thursdays normally.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while Saturday, but we shoot on Thursday, and then we were some oddball days.
Thursday was our Wednesday.
Because we actually got the books. Well, the books came in on Wednesday.
Yep.
We went
Free
through. We did a
new
thing
comic
where
book day.
we went through them to make sure everything was prepped and ready. And Thursday we would treat as the big Wednesday.
It was
you know,
like
so.
what it is Wednesday now. Because
Yes, yes.
Thursday was the comic book on the shelf
original.
day. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
So that's why we always filmed on Thursday because they were supposed to read by shooting time, but
Oh God,
I don't think they ever read anything.
Whatever we were supposed to read, we didn't read, and then we would end up reading something that wasn't even part of the show, and we would talk about it.
So, Peanut, give us a review of the book. Well, I'm about done.
Well, it
I like it
says
so
the
far. I
writer
really
is-
do. I like it so far.
And then there was always the cash register eating incident on the first episode.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. So yeah.
But we've had some great times, we
we've
got
had-
Oh, yeah.
we got
Storms. We've had power
power outages. And then we kept bringing in people. Mike was one of the first ones that kept popping
Yeah.
in. Then we had
who
Andy.
We acquired.
Andy kept
came
popping
in.
on.
Hello, Andy, if you're watching this.
Then we had Logan.
Logan came in. We had I don't know what we want to call it. Our sidekicks, the ones that really weren't on the show as much as they were a mainstay. Robert Walther, he's a avid anime fan, cosplayer. He was on the show a couple
Yeah,
times. Sean Forney.
Yeah,
I'm
Sean
sorry,
Forney, our
yeah.
first real guest, who did the special cover for the comic that didn't happen, which will happen next year.
It's weird.
And then,
we've known him for years now. It's
We're forgetting one of the best person that was ever on the show with you guys. Our
Who's the best
email,
person?
or our mail reader.
Are you talking about Amanda?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We
Oh,
totally,
wow.
That's a flashback.
Hello. Jeez. We miss you. I don't even know where you're at right now. I don't know what's
because
going on.
the little star always appeared above her when she appeared on the show because we always popped her on.
And some of our fan mail was pretty much rigged.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well,
No, some of
really
it
did.
was.
We really
No,
did
no,
get
no,
that
yeah.
one. Someone really sent to the PO
We got
box
that one
because we got
letter.
one letter to the PO box. Honest, we only had one letter sent to
It's
us.
2012. It was like, what the P.O. box? I just got emailed.
We still have the P.O. box, and it's still
Actually, we don't.
empty.
Actually, we don't.
No, it's
It's gone.
Okay,
I got rid
wow.
of it a long time ago. So if you watch old episodes, please do not send anything to that PO box.
Where's it
because
going if they do
I don't
send
know.
it?
I don't know.
It's going to limbo.
It's going with the letters to Santa Claus.
so,
Dark
I don't
why
think we're
is he
getting anything
this
for Christmas this year, will we?
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
But no, it was always
sorry, yeah,
fun
keep
back in
going.
the day. And
yeah.
then we're forgetting one person that just always made the show.
You know, it's a one syllable word.
Yes,
Basically.
yes.
I don't know. Well, we do kind of know where he's at, but Chad, this one's for you.
I mean,
Chad Seibert was the. I don't think he was supposed to exist in this world. I think he literally was from the comic book world of any comic book world, and he was like the.
He was that kid from
he was a normal human character, but he was I don't know, it's weird. He was like the Stan Lee that was always walking by when a building's blowing up or something. Like,
He was like
you know.
that kid from the graphic novel. What was it 1985?
oh yeah.
Where the Marvel characters reach over to the real
Yeah,
world. He
okay,
was
yeah,
like that,
yep.
but the other way around. He came into.
But he always said he never wanted to be on the show, but he was on the
He was
show.
always he'd accidentally be on the show. He'd bump the camera during when the show was going. Didn't know the show was going.
We would film like at 8 o'clock at night, And he would just show up to buy his comics.
Yeah, and actually,
The store was closed for
Yeah,
4
we-
hours.
we had.
I saw your light was on.
Well,
I said,
actually,
"Come
the lights
on."
were actually dim to say we were closed, and the sign was off. But it was more of,
I sensed your presence.
if I forgot to lock the door, it's just like you hear ding ding, and we're like, wait, who the hell's walking in right now? And it's him.
Hey guys, change store hours. Hey, camera setup. How's it going?
Yeah, you can walk right through the camera too.
So-
It's
Guys, in the show?
hilarious.
How's it going? Hey.
This one's for you. As far as comic knowledge, he was our.
Oh, he knew it.
Oh, he was Wiki
He's the
before
guru.
Wiki.
Yeah, he was our walk-in Wikipedia a bit. Oh no, this is our up-to-date Wikipedia, and
Yes.
then it was just like if Richard wasn't there or something, it'd be on the fly. Chad's tweets.
Then Dave went out and bought his camera, and you guys were filming some stuff on the
Oh,
side. You did a couple
yeah.
road trips. You went over to the Fort Wayne to the books.
Comic books and
Things,
things.
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So you did your
Hello
road
to
trip back in
those
the
guys.
day.
Wow, it's been so long.
Yeah, it's been forever doing stuff.
So,
Like I said, I've been posting some of these old episodes. I'm going to try to get all the old episodes up sometime next year. I'm about not quite 20 behind, or I got about 20 more to post, and then everything will be online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With going with that, what happened was we were twice over because before you knew us, you kind of was on TV. You were on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
No, he was on TV, and then he got on TV again, getting us on television for.
We went from 2002 to 2005 of September,
Okay.
and then the local access
3 years.
channel here in Lima went away.
Yep, but luckily during
Google was just hitting.
Video.
Yeah, it was called
going?
Google Video. It was before they bought YouTube. And so we started uploading some videos there. And then YouTube was just hitting, because that was like the
Yeah, this is
January
when,
2006.
Yeah.
And then we actually went with, we actually came here to, not this store, Walter Ego, but his other store, Mark's old store.
Right.
And Peanut
Cupies.
and Mark shot some videos. And we had like a little 5-episode miniseries. We actually did a couple other, but never got aired for YouTube because we moved over to YouTube and we was doing that. And
So
then
we never stopped filming. We just
kept going
moved
on,
on to the next thing, digital.
and then we was
realm.
online, and then
Yeah.
undergroundvideonetwork.com was there since 99. So we started moving everything, posting stuff over there, and started moving people over there, and that's how it all became. And then with YouTube breaking, we started doing some videos because you did the video game review, the first episode, where you guys were actually playing Final Fantasy.
Yes.
And that was like a breakthrough for us. I mean, that's where we decided, started doing it online, and then we filmed at Dave's for a while.
Yes, we did our video game review / me and Dave were fighting on Street
And
Fighter.
then we did
stuff
comic
like that,
stuff
and
and-
comic stuff.
Because we did a free comic book day episode, our first,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, not our first, because we filmed back at the store back in the day.
Right.
But we did stuff like that, and then actually you got me in front of the camera a couple times
Yeah.
for different things like that. And then,
So we went from store inception, went to Dave's house twice over. Did we eventually, after Dave's house, move
then we
to
did Mike, and
moved into
and
Mike's
then
house?
we literally went underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
If there's anything that you can take away with this, if you want to be big in the video blog industry, just have a room. That's how I got in. These guys were like, man, we really need to shoot something, but I don't know where we can do it. I have a basement. You're hired. Next thing you know,
So we was moving stuff into Mike's basement. Peanut stayed there for a while, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
I love that basement. That was awesome.
Oh God, I
So,
miss. Yeah.
Still awesome.
Because we even tried to monitor so we could have information for you guys,
Teleprompter.
teleprompter and stuff.
Man,
And
we-
that picture you got up online of that was hilarious.
I
The
love that
backward
from
shot.
my point of view.
It was great.
And
It
then
was
we
a tube screen, man, like that big.
So
Like,
we
I'm
went
bringing
from
it downstairs.
went from Mike's basement. It sounds like a show right there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just Mike's basement.
We should have done no.
Yeah,
But then
Hey, that is a website.
Then right about that
Don't
time we
look it
decided.
up.
Then we started going on the road about that time.
Yeah.
That's when we started.
Because it was we went
Going-
down to Pack Rats because I got in touch with them down there and they let us come down because they was doing a second year anniversary and they had a bunch of comic book creators. Daryl Banks.
Yes,
Probably
yes,
the greatest
agreed.
Daryl Banks interview that
You
these
know,
guys ever
the best-
pulled off.
yeah.
Because
One
he
of the
still
best Green
talks
Lantern
about it.
artists ever. Period. We met at the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
So that was interesting enough. Very historic, and at the same time, it was insane and crazy. The stories he had about the professional wrestling world. So.
And we met a bunch of other people there and everything. So it was all cool. And then it just started.
But also, congratulations to pack rat because they end up winning.
They didn't win.
No, they didn't win. They got nomination.
Not nominations, a couple
of
times.
one of the best comic book stores.
Yeah.
And so hats off to them.
And Free Comic Book Day down there has been awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And different things. And then we was on the road, and then we started going to conventions, Gem City.
Yep.
Actually, we went to Ohio-Con first.
Okay.
And then we went to Mid-Ohio-Con, and that was back in like 2009, 2008, 2000. It was 2009 we started going to the convention
Met a
scene.
plethora of people.
And then we decided to upgrade our equipment even more, and we've been on the road ever since. I
Yeah.
think it feels that way.
Really, the show has evolved so much. That's one of the questions a lot of people have asked me. It's like, well, like right now we're at the comic book store, but when we were in the basement or at my spare room with the green screen.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Those green screens are the fun.
God, I love those episodes. People, I've had a couple of people ask me, like, well, it's behind the counter, but you guys aren't behind the counter. The point about it is at one time, I think all of us, anybody who's been on the show, has worked behind the counter.
It was our badge of honor.
It was our
Were you
rite
behind the
of
counter at one
passage.
time? Yes, you were. You were part of this, show.
And what behind the counter really meant wasn't so much physically the counter. We brought the counter with us whenever we went. Because at one time, like I said, we all worked behind the counter.
Yeah.
What we talk about to you is what we did, what we got paid to do.
Yeah.
It was just us BSing about comic books and video games and movies and stuff that we love. It evolved.
The counter's
And,
still attached
and
to
the
us.
dream store never really
Counter's
happened.
right here.
Yeah.
We had a dream store, but it fell
I
through.
know.
But
The thing is, the good thing about it is Lima now has in Lima, Ohio. Look, you need to come to the comic store Alter Ego Comics because it evolved.
Oh, God,
Mark,
yes.
he has a passion and love for comics that he went from a small store that was by Cupid's that was a great store to, if you see it now,
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's the best comic store in Lima, Ohio. Period.
For the area.
For the area,
really.
for the area in general, yeah. Whether Shawnee,
I mean,
Elida,
it's kind of
whatever.
wild how Ohio has some of the best shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've lived in Lima my entire life, and I've seen comic books. Great attempts at comic book stores come and go.
Well, there's only been technically two in Lima.
Yeah.
It was Comic Connection and Green Gate.
Cat Mats.
That was Delphus, though.
Well, okay, the area.
technicalities.
Yeah, in the area.
Yeah.
In the area, yeah. No.
Oh, yeah, that is-
Northland.
Yeah, Northland.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I don't remember that.
I remembered something. Get that on tape. Yeah.
But
But I mean, yeah, and for people like us who love comic books, who call places like this home, this was a godsend because it was about the time that Comic Connection
Was closing
waning,
down.
and people like me were like, I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm going to do.
And we tried. I
I
mean,
don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Then-
comic book shops, believe me, it is it's weird. I think comic book shops all over the United States of America are.
well, they come and go. I mean,
Oh, they come
Yeah.
and go, but it's a love and labor
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
of it
yeah.
too. Some
Yeah.
people like literally, it's all their money to keep it going or whatever.
oh yeah, yeah, it's hard anymore. I mean, look,
So-
when the biggest stores, Atomic Comics, they went
Yeah.
under in the Arizona area, and that was a great shop.
Do you remember the time we got invited to go to this place that didn't exist? Remember the comic book store? Someone said they
Oh
wanted
yeah,
us
down
to,
in Columbus, and we looked all over Columbus for
it didn't
yeah.
exist. The building.
It was a brick and mortar, and they had like an online store, and they supposedly had a brick and mortar store.
it
And we
didn't-
went to the store, and the store's
Went to
not
the
even
spot.
there.
There was the spot where it was supposed to be, and we were like, this is
Joe's
set up.
Crab Shack.
Yeah, we were supposed to set up. I don't know. It was a
yeah,
trap.
we don't know what was going on there.
So,
but they had an online store, supposedly.
Stuff like that, limbo-y things happen in the comic store world, I should say. But yeah, so these two carried on to show. Now this is around time you two carry on to show to here at Alter
Yeah.
Ego.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel privileged because, like I said, my involvement with the show years ago started off as happenstance. Mike just happened to be in the back, and then next thing you know, we're in my basement, my spare room, my garage, and I really do. Not to get emotional on anybody, but I feel privileged to be a part of this show. It's not to get all happy sappy with it, you guys, but it really has. I hate to say it like this, but it really has changed my life. Cause you think, oh, small video podcast show, how much? Let me give you an example. Every time me and this guy right here, this fantastic man right here, go to a Comic-Con, We do our show, we leave. The man always says the same things. Hey, thanks for coming. And I'm like, why are you thanking me? If it wasn't for these guys right here, I would just be reading my comic books at home, not knowing how incredibly awesome some of the other stores in the area are, or especially the conventions. I never braved, out of my, my little bubble right here. These guys drug me to my first convention, and now I can't imagine, not going to one. It's like, oh my God, comic convention starting! Yay!
And that convention is becoming a 2-day show in a big arena now.
Exactly.
I mean, Gem City has grown tremendously,
Yeah.
and we're really privileged to be part of that show this year when we do video coverage coming up in 2013. So
Yeah.
this year's or next year's show, that should be great.
But there's so much to be thankful. I have to be thankful for this show. Like I said, the introduction of me going to comic conventions. Not only that, but going to the comic book
I was
conventions.
gonna say it's like 10 for some of us, 9-10 years later. Some of those people knowing for the first time through him, shooting show, we're still friends to this day, other than show.
Yes, exactly.
We're friends from here on out till
Like, who are
So-
some of the people you've met through this show?
Jeez, I think all my friends,
All of them.
I still say your greatest interview was
Van Sciver,
Van
right? Van Sciver.
Okay,
Van
that's
Sciver. Sorry,
Ethan
sorry.
Van Sciver.
Yes.
When he did that interview, it was so off the wall because he was not prepared for that.
No.
He went to a bargain bin and happened to buy that comic for $1, and that was the one where he did all of these.
He wrote all six.
Yeah.
And he did not have that planned. Peanut did not plan none of that interview.
And I think he enjoyed it. He probably enjoyed the interview more than we were getting that interview to enjoy it. And it was like, wow, he's enjoying this. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Because I didn't know where he was going with it, too. When I was holding the book, I'm like,
And he kept pointing out.
this is the second time I've had the book, too. So I had a friend that, Logan, had to come in the store. And he's like, you didn't see it, Peanut? And I'm like, see what? He pointed it out to me. And that was years ago.
And you didn't even realize you bought that book either.
No, I know, but thank you. He's a tremendous, great artist. Still drawing today, obviously. and
Yeah, because he
stuff.
just now is on a DC project.
Mhm.
Okay.
Batman, I think. One of the Batmans.
Okay. So, hey, Ethan, thank you.
But like I said, we don't want to sit around and be too mushy, Jay.
Yeah, I know, we're
we're
doing
going to expand the 10th anniversary coverage out for most of the year,
Right.
or I should say into 2013.
Yeah, you can't pack in 10 years of awesomeness in a 20-minute show. It's not going to happen.
And like I said, we'll be popping into conventions. We'll be around. We'll talking to people about the 10th anniversary. So this is just a start. Anything else you guys want to talk about for this one?
Well, let me ask you. 10 years. This is the man behind everything. 10 years highlight.
Well, like I said,
He's really immortal.
I never thought we would even, when
He's our generation's Dick Clark.
when the local access went away. I mean, video quite wasn't there online yet. I mean, we were like popping out there, and I just, like I said, wish more people could know about the show because
Exactly, yeah.
I really think next year I'm going to do a lot of marketing, try to get out there to a lot more people. I know I got some ideas. I've been talking to some other people. We're going to try to get the word out there. I want people to just watch the show. I mean,
Yeah, the show started off at a time when the geek culture was very niche. It was still underground.
Underground.
yeah.
It
That's
really
why,
was.
That's why we went with the title.
They went with underground.
And in
because,
fact, people were even skeptical and scared when we would talk about it because they'd be like, Underground Video Network. Like, what do you do? It's like, wow. When we thought about it, it was like, wow, it starts not sounding like comics or anything.
Well, that's
like
kind of
that.
why we went through the rebranding there a few years ago by just calling it UVN.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because people knows us as UVN now.
Yeah.
I mean, like you walk in one of the store, like down at Yellow Springs, down
Oh,
at
God.
Superfly, UVN in the house.
Oh,
you know?
that was one of the best moments. I'm sitting there with my father, my sister, my wife, my wife.
Hello.
Hi, Stacy. You want to talk about somebody we want to thank really quick? You want to talk about a wonderful woman? My wife, Stacy, who has put up with this
Yeah.
for as long as we've been
She-
together, because it's like third, fourth date. These are my friends,
House star
Richard and
show.
Peanut. We do a show. She's like, okay, you guys are fantastic.
I still remember she was doing the laundry one time while we was filming the show.
Yeah.
in your
It's like, what is it?
basement.
Yeah. Like, hi, just changing the lights over. You want to talk about fantastic. I mean, not very many people would have put up, first of all, with this. God bless her for this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put up with this, but she put up with.
All of it.
Yes.
All that came with all this back
Yeah.
came with the comic book.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to give special thanks to my wife Stacy. We love you for putting up with us. But like we were saying,
Don't
it
put
really
up with
went
us.
from. We saw the dawning of the geek. You know, it went from, oh, that guy reads comic books to,
Yeah, 2012 now, it's just like,
you don't read
Geeks.
comic books, weirdo.
Well, you know, Spider-Man was just hitting the movie theaters.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you know, that was amazing back then. You know.
We've seen the evolution of the geek, and we're happy to been a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, we went from, well, these guys right here, I won't take credit for it, but when they started going to conventions, 300-400 people, to nowadays hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's taken a life of its own, and we're happy to have been a part of the ride. I've been happy to have been part of the ride.
And like I said, I just think next year this is going to get bigger, and hopefully
Yeah.
more people can find us and know who we are. That's what I have for next
yeah,
year.
well, and it's the internet has grown so huge that I mean, we do have, you know, YouTube, we have a main Blip channel that comes on
Right.
first. Blip.tv, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's blip.tv, but it's on
So-
our main page.
Main page, yes.
And then we also have behindthecounter.net.
Yeah.
It's the .net, not .com, but .net, and that's where we're moving most of our videos to, and that's our main little mini site within the site.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
because we realize with the changeover, it's we are truly a network. You know, we make sure that we get our hands in to everything that happens in the
Well,
area.
we have-
you know, we get a part of the gaming, movies.
We have fandom where if we three can't be there, we've had people that are at.
Yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
like we've had Frank fill in.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
He did an interview with you. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then we also have been with the Raymond Power Hour through Frank, so we got to do a video version of the Raymond Power Hour, and then they
Hack Rat
did,
Comics, you had two people that.
yeah, they did their own show and did some crossover, and they got stuff down there now that we probably be doing some crossover with. So we just love helping other video bloggers out.
Yeah.
That's what
we're
underground.
infectious as well.
That's what underground
like-
video network's all about. Yeah, yeah.
We are an infection. Like, well, hey, they're doing that now. Let's do it too. Okay, well,
Let's crash their stuff too. You know.
Yeah.
So, but it's all cool. So just like to thank everybody for watching.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for watching.
You know what's going to happen is all the people that we did infect, it's going to be like the scene from Anchorman when, you know, like the newscast people, there were different newscasters, they ended up having to face off. There was the Mexican newscast, and there was the Spanish newscast.
Yeah.
It's going to be the comic book war newscast. He's going to run in with his camera.
You know, go to our Facebook page. I've got some old photos that's going to be up as
yeah,
of this
look at the
broadcast, so we
photos.
got stuff. And then I actually went back to our MySpace page and found a bunch of old photos there. So I'm going to import them into our Facebook page. They were still there.
okay. Some of them are cool, and some
Our
of it's gonna be
MySpace
like-
page was still there. I could not believe that.
That's just proof that on the internet, everything.
Oh,
lasts
yeah, yeah. Did you hear that?
forever.
We talked about MySpace. People were like, what's that?
Well,
Yeah,
that's-
sort of,
No, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's
some
what
of
it
some of our
was.
people out there watching Is that a new social networking site? Let's check that out.
Like I said, it's been fun. We've had a good run, and hopefully many more.
Oh yeah, we plan on. We're already sitting down doing bullet point presentation for the 20-year anniversary, which we'll just completely ramble through like we did this, like we
Yeah,
do
pretty
everything
much.
else.
And like I said, we're going to try to get Dave on, and hopefully maybe Jake,
Jacob,
maybe Logan. Who
yeah.
knows who else we'll get through the next few recordings.
Yep. So again, we'd just like to take just special time to thank everybody who's not only watched the show but helped us put on the show and been a part of the show. Without you, we'd still be in my basement just talking about the thing we read last night. So thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
Keep your eye open. We have plenty more to talk about from the past 10 years. So
Our
stay
next
tuned.
episode will be then what we're talking about. Later.